Good evening, I hope you're all well. This video is back to a more normal type of video for me, and today it's more a very short discussion video or thought video on niche versus general. And really look at the positives of, or the advantages and disadvantages of each, because I have a general-ish store or page. I don't have a store. Let's not pretend it's something that it's not. That sells that sells in the main, mostly, that's what I was trying to say, board games and toys and games and the odd electrical. It's general, kind of. It doesn't have a very huge wide range of stuff, but you might say it doesn't really go together. It doesn't mesh together as it might otherwise. And that's kind of one of the advantages of general. You're not tying yourself into a niche, which means that you can move away and be opportunistic about the things that you can pick up when you're out and about. So for a car boot sale, you can literally, or a charity shop or anywhere, you can literally see what's there and think, yes, I can make money on that, or I can try and make money on that anyway, or I think I can make money on that, and therefore jump on that and go with it. Whereas if you have a niche shop, you're kind of restricted by what you said you want to stock. So, for example, if you wanted to stock just board games, if suddenly you don't find board games anywhere, you suddenly lost an opportunity to stock stuff. If you say you just want to stock toys and suddenly there are no toys, I mean, this is very unlikely at car boot sale for there not to be any toys whatsoever, but you get the picture. If there are no toys at that car boot sale, what are you going to do? Let's take a better example. If there are no electricals at a car boot sale, that's more likely than what you're going to sell or what you're going to buy. So that's kind of, I think, the prime advantage of a general store, that you can just pick and choose what you want, and you know, you're probably not guaranteed, you're probably going to find something at a car boot or charity shop, maybe at a charity shop, if your mind is open to whatever you can find there on the day that you go there. But I was thinking the other day, there's actually quite a strong advantage to a niche store. With a general store, you can hone in on a particular audience, or it's much harder to hone in on a particular audience, because you don't know what the audience is going to be, because you don't know what necessarily you're going to be picking up, unless you're niching within a general, just expanding gradually. With a general store, I kind of get the feeling it'd be harder to get return customers for a general store, because they don't necessarily know what your store is about. I get the feeling with a niche store, if you're always selling a certain type of thing, there's more opportunity for people to, I don't know, come back, maybe favourite the shop or page and come back and see what you have at the future, possibly return custom. For example, say you sell movie memorabilia, that's your niche and that's what you sell. People might come across an item that they're looking for, find maybe that particular item isn't exactly what they want, but they might look into your listings, and because you sell movie memorabilia, they can find all your movie memorabilia on your one store page. Easy. Whereas if a customer comes to your store having found an item of movie memorabilia, so wants to investigate what the movie memorabilia you have, you might not have any more. You see what I mean? That's kind of, I see the advantage of a niche, that you can, people are more likely to kind of investigate what other things you have, and if you happen to sell in a niche, you're going to have lots of it on your store. Whereas with a general store, they'll find that one and think, ooh, I like that item, I'll go and have a look, see what else they got, and they find a complete different set of stuff. Now, of course, the flip point of that is you could have a store which starts out in specialising in several areas, so they might find that kind of stuff. For example, you might do media, clothes and toys, and have arranged stuff in all those sections, which kind of has the advantage of both. But I just thought it was interesting. And the other thing I was thinking of is that you can then tie it into other promotional activities. So if you had a niche, say, I'll go back to movies again, you could kind of have social media stuff like Twitter and Facebook direct to that store, and actually build a following around that one niche, which I think would kind of be easier to build up with a niche, because you could kind of communicate within the community that niche operates, whereas the general store, it's less defined, with the niche, I kind of get the feeling you could probably pull traffic in off of eBay onto eBay much more easily. But whether that's an advantage or disadvantage, I think it's an advantage if you're prepared to utilise it. But I think you probably have to do a bit more work off eBay in order to make that work. But if you're really passionate about the niche, this video's really come up because I thought of a niche idea a couple of weeks ago and I got really excited about it because I've kind of figured I could do this. I could have an account dedicated. I could have like an Instagram account. I could have an Instagram account dedicated to it. I could do a Twitter account dedicated to it, and then drive traffic to eBay and capitalise on that advantage and building up kind of bases or subscriber bases and following counts on all the platforms and drive sales to eBay that way. And I'm just starting in the headspace trying to work out, is it worthwhile doing that, or is it more worthwhile just sticking with the general? And then my brain goes, well, how about having a general store for the random stuff, and then, or loosely connected stuff, and then a niche store just for the passion stuff, the stuff that you're really interested in. I'm not saying what that is, and I don't think I'll do it, but it's just kind of, it's taking my mind because I think there's some advantages to doing it. That's always really weird. It's just a really general ramble of thoughts of the comparison of niche, well, not really a comparison, but the pros and advantages of each. What do you think? Do you prefer a general store? Do you prefer a niche? Do you prefer having a general store with niches within inside that general store, which seems to be a good way of growing and expanding? Would you consider having a niche store as well as a general store to do other stuff? I know some people do that as well, and that seems like a good option. But again, does it seem like more work to do it, and will that have an increased benefit in bringing traffic in externally, and is it worth doing that? So many questions and no answers. That's all this video was, a really rambly thoughts on niche versus general. They both have advantages and disadvantages, and I can see the pluses to both of them. I'm really tempted to do both, but I'm not sure if the size of the map is really worthwhile doing. Probably not, to be honest, but there's always that temptation. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. It was very rambly and I'm very sorry for that. But if you did, please like, subscribe, and maybe I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!